Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lozy PC, and welcome back to War in the West against Axe. So, it is the 7th of August 1943, and it would appear that the Italians have finally shifted sides. Dun, dun. Yes, so the Italians have decided to flee, run away from fighting with us. Um, so, now as you can see, it is only German troops in Italy, which makes it a little easier to understand what we've kind of got to play with, but obviously does make it a little bit irritating at the same time. Now, we do have our air planning screen. Let's just have a quick look to see if there was what battles took place prior to our turn, just because it's always kind of curious to see. A lot of bombing seemingly has gone on over here. We did manage to shoot down some marauders, a few P-47s. There's some B-17s. We even got a few aircraft up and trying to deal with those B-17s as well. Um, so yeah, a little bit there of some ground bombing. Now, something that is intriguing here is it does seem that Axe is trying to do a little bit of interdiction behind me. Um, and I want to see if we can see, not that, sorry, the level of interdiction here. Luckily, there's kind of none at the moment, but you can see that he is at least attempting to get some levels of interdiction behind me, because he clearly wants to make it more difficult for me to move troops and also cause them damage as they move. I mean, makes sense. It is very much something that we would want to kind of deal with, and see what we can handle. Here we see a lot of aircraft being shot down. Who exactly here? Mostly the Italian aircraft, but as well as that, there's a few of ours. We didn't seem to get any of the Americans shot down, which is kind of annoying. Keep an eye on that. And there also seems to be air transported freight. I see. Okay. So in Italy, things seem relatively fine. Nothing too crazy. Although we do seem to be being able to kind of hit a few of the allies before they're actually even getting over Italy. So so far so good in Italy. I'm pretty happy with that. Um, at least for the most part. Now, let's have a look in Northern Europe, which obviously is a much more significant area, and for me is much more important. Now, we go to filter. Let's take off the air combat as such. I just want to have a look at bombing city, to see what has kind of ended up happening over here. So, Eindhoven's vehicle production seems to be completely bollocked. Fine. Annoyingly, it doesn't seem like we managed to do anything there, but we aren't really intercepting, so that's fine. But what about over here, where hopefully we should be intercepting? Heavy industry at Dusseldorf has been massively damaged. Um, Heavy industry and Hummel production has been somewhat damaged. It does seem like it was a major attack here. What that would have been the 4th of August. By turn 5 night 4, so that should be the 4th of August, by the allies. According to this, we'll have a quick look at the air combat. It's saying we lost 3 aircraft, but then also it doesn't tell us what we lost. Oh, we lost 3 from ops. Okay. The most frustrating losses, I would say there. um but there was actually more bombing there, I think. No, there wasn't. Probably more ops lost there, although there was some air combat. Wanted this. Show details. Air combat. Um, yeah, no losses from there, so it would be losses from ops, which again is kind of irritating. Um, Braunschweig seems to be hit quite hard this time around. Okay. What about Hamburg? Hamburg also seems to be bombed quite significantly. Um, nothing really there. I need to see why our fighters weren't necessarily doing it. Although we did take out air combat, so if we put that on, that might change things a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Surrendered. Oh, right. Why? It suddenly sends me, all the way south to tell me that somebody had surrendered. Not quite sure why. So we have a look at the air combat report. The BF 109Gs and 110Gs are night fighters. But I will say the BF 109s might not be. They only got one kill, lost each, which is rather frustrating. What about here? Okay, we shot down a few marauders there over Hamburg. Seemingly again shooting down a fair, some enemy aircraft. That's fine. A lot of combat going on in northern Germany near Visser Ems. Again, not doing terribly, but not perfect. No, we're still losing more than we are, and this is not great. We lost a lot there. What about, say, in areas like the Netherlands? Equal for the P-47s. Okay. What about the Rhineland then? These are mostly recon planes they're going after. They're not doing the best of jobs. Again, I would say this is roughly equal, although that worked out well for us. Shut down a lot more Spitfires there. It would seem that combat over here is roughly equal, but the problem is roughly equal isn't good enough for us. Because the Allies will get more equipment than we will. So that's not really what we want. We need to make sure that we are destroying more of the enemy aircraft than they are of us. Now, we do have, speaking of aircraft, we do have a group of aircraft down here in southern Italy. So let us kind of make sure we move these out the way just so that we don't get surprised. These are part of like the 2nd Flieger Corps. Now, our front line is along here. So let us kind of fly these guys over to this. There should also be, yeah, I was going to say, there's also some bombers here as well. So let's move all of these. Now, this obviously does mean they have less range. Well, not much, to be honest, but it is obviously something we need to be kind of aware of. Now, let's move these to this airfield just on the other side of Rome. This is a load of Ju-88s, so they'll be useful there. And there's some more Ju-88s there that we can move to Volturna. Why not? And what we got here, some BF-110s. Sure. Let's move these to near Casino. Cool. So that kind of means that those guys are now covered. Now, if we have a quick look at what we've got going on, we do have superiority still kind of all over the spot, which is fine. I'm happy with that. I'm kind of happy generally with what we've got planned. I still don't necessarily see there to be too much of an issue. Let's go for the superiority directive because this includes the intruders. What have we got flying over here? We should have a load of night fighters, but it does seem, well, Ju-88's being used as night fighters. Whoa, click, 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 click. Now they do have a decent amount of equipment, to be honest. So I am kind of curious as to why maybe they aren't doing what we want them to do. Let's have a is there a way? It's air doctrine. I want to see. Let me see if we can see what's been flying over here. Because, again, most of these seem to be 109s or things, which is not what we want as such. Let me just... What's it doing here? It's going a bit funky. I'm gonna leave it the way we've got it. There we go, that's what I want. Let me actually just remove this for the time being, because I want to see if those JU-88s will fly a bit better than what they've been doing. Because they should still be flying. So we will see what they do. Okay, so let's let our air directives go. I'm going to zoom out so we don't cause too many issues. Okay, so have a look, Luftwaffe Reich. So it's these ones during the day rather than ones being sent up afterwards. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Right then, we will sort that out for next time. So let us go back down to dealing with the ground forces. Let's take these battles off. There was a ground battle here, which is where one of our units decided to retreat. Now, that's the 7th British Armoured trying to fight there. Now, in regards to kind of closing this off, we don't actually have enough troops to really stall the Allies per se. And again, I don't necessarily want to attack into the 2nd Armoured or the 7th Armoured. Now, I could move the Hermann Goering and use the Schmaltz Brigade to kind of push. It does say we should have a better combat value, so screw it. Let's give it a go, and let's see how that went for us. I mean, we lost a few tanks, rather annoyingly, but we did kill more, pretty even, honestly. Ground losses. What did we lose? We lost 4 Panzer IIIs and we lost 3 Tigers. Fuck. What did the Allies lose? They lost a Wolverine, a Priest, and an M10. That's not a good trade. Yeah, we're going to try one more time. That's like really not a good trade. And that looked like they had air support there. Oh no, we had air support. We still lost more aircraft. More tanks than they did. And I swear to God, if we found out we lost more Tigers. We did. We lost more attacking Tigers. We lost 3 Tigers overall. And we destroyed 3 Stuarts, 5 Shermans. That's not a good trade at all. That's really not a good trade, is it? Well, piss. Now, something that I have been told by many people, so thank you for everyone who has said it. I couldn't break down the units like I was trying to do because they were already on a slot with 3 units. So thank you everyone who gave me that advice and made me look, has told me actually how to do it properly. It is very much appreciated as it allows me to do basically what I wanted to do here a bit better, which is properly dig in and get units on all of these little spots. So it's going to make it harder for Axe to break through. I think I called him Invictus earlier as well, and I apologize again, Axe, for calling you Invictus. I keep doing it. Bad person for doing it. So why can't they move there? Is it because too hefty for? Okay. So that now means we have troops on all of that. We're going to move the Fallschirmjäger brigade back, division back. Kind of makes me sad because it does seem like we're giving Naples up, but we will move these back. But for these Panzer Grenadiers as well, also been advised to break them down, as it will allow us then to move them. Which, again, dumb little me didn't think about as such. Although they're still saying insufficient port capacity. Is it because they have got... They shouldn't have this. Oh, no, there we go. No, why? We lost the transport. Okay. Now, got one of those over. We can't move anymore, but we can slowly move them over. So at least we've got that working. Now, something else that we're going to have to check on here is that now that Italy has decided it no longer wants to be part of the Axis, we are going to have to make sure that we get units over to Italy to kind of secure it. Now, looking at this, most of this is fine. I'm just going to double check that there is none under limit. No, everything seems okay. There has been some partisan stuff happening, but everything seems pretty chill. Now, let us go to our units that have turned up, because there's Panzer Grenadiers turned up. So the 1st Panzer Grenadier Division and the 2nd Panzer Grenadier Corps. I think also the 2nd Panzer Grenadier Division has turned up. Now these guys are pretty fucking well equipped. No, we can see that from this. What else turned up? 12th SS Panzer Grenadiers turned up. Now they've turned up in Northern Europe. That is fine. We've also had the Turcomen Infantry Division, which has turned up just outside of Brandenburg, as well as the 242nd Infantry Division as well. So these two are going to go straight south. They're going to get on a train, and these guys are going straight into Italy to go support them. Now, we can offload them at Arezzo. We'll wait for this to happen, but it just immediately means that there is more troops in northern Italy if we need them. And I'm probably going to move the 1st Panzer Grenadiers, SS Panzer Grenadier down here as well. Again, to try and give us even more, units to kind of defend Italy. Now, if we come to thinking about where we're going to put a new defensive line, it's kind of hard, but we will think about that as it goes. Is the other one on the way? That might be why it's taking so long. But yeah, it should be hopefully enough to basically get the give the Allies a really tough time in Italy. But this might take us a little bit of time. So let's again move these by rail. How far can they get by rail? They can stop off at Vienna today. Now we'll need to find the 1st Panzer Grenadiers, 1st Panzer Corps, SS Panzer Corps, sorry. Because we'll send that down because there's the 2nd here. there should be the first, and it would make sense to put the first SS Panzer Grenadier with the first SS Panzer Corps. You know, it makes just sense. Now, are they? Is it in Berlin? It would make sense that it would be, but I'm not 100% sure if it is. Assigned. There it is. So, where is this? Where is it? It just shows me that it's there, but it doesn't tell me exactly where it is. I can never. Oh, I know how to do it. I always forget. I'm not used to this as much as I should be. No, that's not the right one. It is an info screen, but I can't remember exactly where. Not losses. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Where is this list? Is it an OOB? I don't think it is, but maybe it is. Done the same thing again. Oh, it is just slightly to the south of in Berlin anyway. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. Okay. So let us attach this. No. Let's attach this to. There we go. Let that be a bit better, and then let us move these guys down here, and we can attach the 12th SS Panzer to that. And the 12th SS Panzer can be part of Panzer Corps, Panzer Grenadier Corps. What's it, Panzer Corps? I can't remember. One of the two. The Panzer Grenadier Division. God, I'm getting my things all confused. I'm not doing very well. They can form up part of the defences in Northern Europe. I know that the what you call it, the Allies are trying to break into the soft underbelly of Europe, but you're going to find it's a bit tougher than they thought. In the meanwhile, let us sort this stuff out. That cannot assign to it at the moment. So. Okay, now in the meantime, what we do want to do is carry on building our Atlantic Wall. So go to here, 845 unit, yep. And we got to another one, unfortunately, but it's fine. We're slowly digging in, so that's all good. And yeah, in theory, we should have, the Italian fortifications kind of held up. Now, again, we could build another fortifications kind of along the Sangro River near Cassino. And even the Tiber we could try to hold as well. But that's something we'll look at a little bit more in the future. But yeah, elsewhere I think that is okay for the time being. If we go to info screens for garrison, Northern Italy doesn't yet. These guys aren't technically part of the garrisons just yet because they're still on railways, but that's fine. So that should be good. What have we got turning up tomorrow? Army Group B, 10th Army, and 3 divisions, as well as a heavy panzer company. Not tomorrow, next turn. So that's pretty good. I haven't checked what we've got turning up for air units today. JG3, K3, K30, KG30, KG51. Now most of these are to the Luftwaffe Reich. The Ju-88A4s do go to the Luftwaffe 2, which is part in Italy. So let us assign one from the National Reserve here. Let's assign KG30, and then that can be used later for whatever we need it to be used for. which will be useful. Yeah, so far so good. Let's just have a quick look at the victory screen, seeing how things are going. It is still slightly pushing towards a draw, mostly due to, they got a lot for partisans last turn. Okay. So we will see how that goes. Obviously, we want that to be towards the minus, because the more it goes towards the minus, the better it is for us. But yeah, that's interesting. We go for one more, just one more rushed attack. Let's see what that comes out as. Slightly better, slightly better. Or at least making it a bit of, a bit rougher on the allies here. Now, what I am going to do is just block with the Panzer Grenadiers here. I might do put them there. Just to, again, kind of hem in the 7th, the Desert Rats, and make it, again, more tricky for them to kind of break through. But we obviously will need to keep an eye on that and see how it goes. So we've got a little bit of ground combat going on in the toe of Italy. And obviously that's buying us time to organize our defenses, and get ourselves dug in over here. Now, for the most part, it does seem like the fortified zones are pretty, where they need to be. They've got their machine guns. I mean, anti-tank rifles is kind of funny. It'd be better if they didn't have anti-tank rifles, and had actual anti-tank guns. But hey, that's not everything we can do about that. But yeah. We will see what happens when Axe hits this. Because I think him hitting this is going to cause him some problems, hopefully. Right then. So, until next time, thank you very much everyone for joining us. Please remember to like and subscribe, because it does help out the channel. And have a wonderful rest of the day, whatever you're doing. And we'll see you soon. Bye!